Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael Crosby. I'm a candidate running for governor. Now, I've been a reoccurring candidate. Now, we have some people talking about somebody's going to jail. Somebody's going to jail. Let's talk about this right now about who's going to go to jail in California and who is the best candidate for governor in California. We'll talk about your wallet because financially, I'm the best candidate. If I'm just addressing the other candidates, nobody is going to repair your wallet the way I'm going to repair your wallet. You see, because I'm going to stop loan discrimination. I'm going to return the proper, guaranteed steward rights. I'm going to repair the contract. That means unlimited access to the United States Treasury and your land rights if you're in the steward class. Let's talk about that. We're going to talk about that because, you see, the contract is unlimited access to the United States Treasury. For the purpose of what? It's actually for the purpose of new construction, for growth, to build. Unlimited access. That means if you have a bad year, you don't go into foreclosure. You go and get another loan and you begin another construction project. See, you just gave yourself a job. You perpetually have a job using your own hands to build hard assets. It's a wonderful, wonderful program. This is what we did when we made the Constitution of the United States. You see, we already had these other contracts in hand. We had our own militias. We fought. You see, we continued to fight. You see, we declared. We made this nation. So we need to talk about somebody's going to go to jail, because I think that is just a great concept. See, we have a problem in California. Some people believe it's a problem with people who are Marxist. People that just kind of suck Karl Marx into their head, and they just walk around and it's so blatantly obvious they have Marx in their head. Okay. Now, let me talk about some of my problems for a moment. See, I just brought out the biggest chip anyone could ever put down on the board saying, hey, let's restore the Constitution of the United States. Let's restore the contract. Hey, why not now? Now, guess what? Do illegal aliens get unlimited access to the United States Treasury? No, they don't. Okay, good. We got that part solved. Now, in California, we got something, at least we used to have something called the 3 strikes, you're out. Anybody remember hearing about that? Let's talk about it. Okay? I'm a candidate, and I have somebody come up, and they say, hey, yeah, we noticed here that you have a completely valid driver's license. Yep, we see you got all your taxes paid. That's on file. We see you got insurance on file. We see you've done everything right. It's all on file. See, but that's you're a multi-state resident, and that's in Arkansas. See, so what we're going to do is, because you filed to run for president out of Arkansas, see, we don't give a flying F. Now, apparently some of these people think they're members of the Democratic Party. I'm not sure about some of these other folks. We'll get into that. Now, here's the thing. California has a deal says that they want you to do a whole bunch of crap. let me just rush forward about the stuff that's illegal that they have, and I'm going to tell you right now. We'll just set that off to the side because we already know that California is full of it. Now, I was initially born and raised in California. I decided that I would go escape for a while, and I end up coming back, and these people start giving me problems. And eventually, they're stranding me. They're stranding me back in California. So here I am in California, and these people have screwed me out of my multi-state residency. They've screwed me out of lands. Let's talk about it, huh? Let's talk about who's going to go to jail. See, because what we have is 3 driver's licenses stolen. A candidate's driver's license stolen. They're going to just poach it. They're going to harass the candidate endlessly. Why don't you just keep coming to court? Why don't you just keep coming to court? Now, you know what happens? I beat the snot out of these people. I usually just totally beat the snot out of these people. They end up horrified at what I have. And I say, okay, now who's going to pay me? Who's going to pay me? And now all of a sudden they're just going, well, you got to get an attorney and sue us. I says, now wait a minute. 1 minute you said you have to prosecute me as though I've done something wrong, as how somehow I is a criminal. Excuse me? Now I want to talk about the law, but you don't want to talk about the law all of a sudden. How is it possible that you don't want to talk about the law no more? Mr. Court. So now what do we got here? See, we got them doing this not just once, not just twice, but 3 times. 3 times. See, that'd be strike 1, strike 2, and strike 3. Now in baseball, that means something. But the court does not want to address the truth and is biased. The court is biased. The court don't have the right to be biased. The court is supposed to be unbiased. So let's talk about this some more because it's important, folks. I'm running for governor here in California. And I want to talk about who's going to go to jail. Because, man, there's a whole lot of laws been broken. I mean real laws. Real laws. I don't mean the phony ones, like the ones people invent and they go, well, revenue enhancement, we're just going to invent this law because we're going to enhance revenue. And it's like, excuse me, I put this in the computer. It says it does not enhancing revenue. Yes, you are destabilizing people's financial situation. You are destroying these people's lives. That's what you're actually doing, And see, the thing is, elections are supposed to be about what? Who's going to do the best job for prosperity? Now, the person that's going to do the best job for prosperity, your posterity, that's your kids, That's your future, your kids. Okay? If you're going to promote the greatness of the marketplace and your financial well-being, that's what the deal's about. Who's the best deal maker? Who's the best promoter concerning your rights? See, we got a bunch of people that are running for office. They're like clowns running around throwing peanuts out. Here, have some peanuts. Here, have some peanuts. This is what these people are doing. But we need to talk about who's going to go to jail. Now, there's another thing that happened here. Now, why am I the best candidate? I'm the best candidate because I had a really wonderful legal archive. I had an incredible legal archive. See, I discovered something. You know what I discovered? I discovered there's a whole bunch of people in government that are breaking the law. They're breaking the law. Because here's a really good one for you. Way back in when? Just before we did something. We did something called the Great American land purchases, known as the Great Land Purchases. The first and largest real estate deal in the history of the world. I mean, boy, this is America. We do everything big, right? Let's set a brand new world's record. We're going to do the largest land deal in the history of the world. We're going to buy all this land. Yeah, we're going to buy it. Was a bargain, too. See, there's just a problem. First of all, government can't own the land. See, we're stockholders. We're the stewards. See, we're stockholders. We made this country. See, we don't want no corruption, so people taking a job in government can only be, well, servants of the people, if you'll pardon the expression. I mean, the word servant could be a dirty word to some folks, but hey, so anyhow, so we get into this. The government even steps in and says, yo, hey, man, we got no money. We got no money. We've run into this deal, and we can buy all these other people out and do this great land purchase. So they ran around and says, hey, we got no money. Look, we can't go door to door. There's not going to be enough time, and we don't know where y'all's at. So look, tell you what, here's how we're going to do. We got one conduit. We got one mechanism in place that's efficient. You say, we have one efficient mechanism. See, we can just do a temporary tax, but it's not actually a real tax. What you're doing is you're buying stock. You're buying stock, and you're going to get stock. You get stock. You get residuals off the minerals. You also get mineral staking rights if you decide you want to go that way. You get base land staking rights. You get dividends off the deal that we're going to do when these other people, if we sponsor some other company to come in and we're going to sell them the land, they come up and request, we can do a deal to stimulate growth. And again, the simple money going to have some split ups and y'all going to get some dividend. See? Now today, way this works out is we basically have three groups. Let me tell you about Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. See, Group 1 is equivalent is about 175 million people, followed by Group 2, which is 100 million people. Now, why is it this way? See, because the first group is the biggest group that was involved in all the land purchases. All land acquisitions, Group 1 gets a piece of. This is pretty much the founders group. Hello, how are you doing? Now we got a secondary group cuts off after World War II, but you see, after the first great land purchases, but before World War II ends, we had something happen. The British made a deal for a bunch of land and territory. So it's all over the place. It was the biggest territorial expansion in the history of the United States. People go, huh? It was? It's bigger than lake. Well, it depends on how see, water's involved here. See, water's involved, territories. So here's the way it comes down. Group 1, your stock is worth $80 million. Group 2, your stock is worth $10 million. Okay? We're talking money here. Hey, let's pause for a moment. Just tell you what, you go ahead and do this. Just in case, I don't want you to think I'm using AI and fabricating anything. Of course, I know how to use AI. Just go on Google Earth and check for yourself. And now maybe you don't believe Google. And see how much land we have. How wealthy some of us are. So if we talk about Group 3, well, we're still figuring the numbers out on that. It's kind of quasi, on the deals that way. But you know what? See, now here's the thing, Some people feel like they done been robbed. See, they think that somebody been robbed. They feel like we was invited, we showed up, and these people said right away here at the meeting, said, hey, man, we got no money. We got this business deal. We got no money, and we want y'all to put money in. See, we want y'all to put money in, okay? See? And we're going to make this huge land. We're going to make this big real estate deal. Yeah, it's a big one. It's huge. Look at this. It's massive. Look, tell you what. Y'all buy stock right now. Y'all participate in this thing. Open your wallets up. Buy in. We're going to cover you. But it don't feel like that. See, it feels like they said a whole lot of things. And here we're running around with something we think is a no-brainer. You know, it's like totally implied we're going to get something out of this, right? It's like totally implied. I mean, come on, right? Right? Come on. Is there anything implied here? Yes. Of course there's something implied here. Then they turn around and they say, well, you know, we decided we're going to keep control of all the land and y'all get zero. So once again, the subject swings right back to somebody's going to go to jail. Hey, someone's going to go to jail here on this. But see, me as a candidate, I'm not going to tolerate their bullshit. See, I'm an archiver, and I'm not going to tolerate when I find evidence that's definitive that these people are involved in criminal activity. Now, it's kind of sad. Did you know that 20% of homeless people by blood fit into either group 1 or group 2? These people are supposed to be rich, okay? But instead, they're dying on the street. They have all these instances. They'll try to sit there and fashion, why, son, what are you doing with all this stuff, this crap you got to get? I'm trying to build a shelter. It's going to get cold. I don't want to freeze to death. No. You're not allowed to build with your own hands. Do you think you's Christ the carpenter or something, boy? Oh, no, you can't do that. So what if we sat here and says, well, look, we're just going to be sane here, folks. Everybody, please remain calm, okay? Would you please remain calm here? Let's get some other people here. I'm going to reach way up here and ask these people, they're called Eskimos, what do you think of this situation right here, man? And he says, well, telling that guy right there he can't build a roof over his head with his own hand. We've done it for tens of thousands of years. See, we would consider anyone that would contemplate such kind of madness committing crimes against humanity. We might even just decide to, have a trial. You lose. You've committed crimes against humanity. We'd chop you up, use you for fish bait, catch ourselves some ocean stuff, Yeah, I mean, couldn't tolerate anything like that. Imagine that. Hey, yeah, honey, you hear what they're saying? Yeah, they're saying that they're down in California. People ain't allowed to build a home. They're not allowed to build a roof over their head with their own hands to save themselves from the elements. Oh, she said string them up. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, so let's get some more people here. Let's go over here to Greenland. Hi, you live in Greenland. 5 minutes later. Wow, they said the same thing. That's just amazing, man. I mean, maybe it's a genetic thing. There's a cross relationship. I don't know. It's about maybe we should stretch out further away to find somebody that's unbiased or something here. Who knows? Okay, look, folks, somebody's gonna have to go to jail. See, the way I'm starting off with this, I got people attacking my archives. I got people been shooting at me. See, because I'm going to make you richer. I'm going to restore the contract. As governor, I'm putting my foot down. See, as far as I'm concerned, me as governor, well, I'm going to ask Chad there. Chad, we need some people to help, protect things. I ask you, should he be on the board? Should he be on the board as somebody to deal with these various problems that law enforcement's had? Maybe like $500,000 a year. We've got all these other candidates. There's all these other candidates everywhere. They got someplace. Every candidate's got at least one issue, if not more, where they found something that's interesting. I've kind of noted this. Well, the way is, as governor, here's what I see. Okay, all that stack you got right here, I'm going to pull out this, and you're going to go fix these things. Because you saw them, and now that I see that you see them and you know all about them, I want you to go fix those. Okay? Yes. And if I catch you committing fraud, so me, obviously, restoring your stock and your land rights, restoring the law, means well over 50% of citizens in California are going to find themselves immediately, at least in the brand new middle class. Now, financially speaking, what I'm proposing, you see, as a candidate's candidate, if I'm the candidate of all the other candidates, ain't no one going to do better for their wallet than me. I'm the best candidate. Ain't no one going to do better for your wallet, you know. Now, as far let's talk about police officers and firemen. Yeah, let's do that for a minute. Yeah, see, the way this is, you're going to be guaranteed immediately to be able to do new construction on 7 homes. One a year, one after another. Boom, boom, boom. And if you have these extra vested rights, you're going to end up with this stock. You're going to end up with all this other stuff. You know, so what this is going to work with is immediately I'm going to go into union negotiations. Okay, yeah, look, here's the way it is. Okay, look, about these union deals, let's talk about land. Okay, let's talk about cabins. Let's talk about developing real estate. Okay, yeah, we need some decent perks here. Yeah, I'm on for that. We're going to get the guarantor. There's going to be loan guarantor backing here. Okay, so if y'all want to be able to make like 140 grand extra each year in, you know, like equity, you know, let's build your portfolio. Let's talk about that. Let's do this. Let's do this. So now if we jump back here, now we got these 3 instances where people stole a completely valid driver's license away from a candidate. Oh, aren't you people funny? Now, see, the way this works is I call that strike 1, strike 2, and strike 3, see? It's all connected to this phony database. Nothing like having them pull up multiple sets of records and having them do something illegal. Now, the way this works is we go in chronological order, and the chronological order is that the court system needs to be unbiased, and it needs to ensure that this behind schedule business about all these crimes that have been committed against me as an archiver, and the archive, well, that's national security, by the way, as well as all this evidence research we were doing. Okay, that's got to be repaired, see? And these folks got to go to prison. There's a whole lot of them. Let me tell you who we got on the list in dereliction of duty and other things, or direct blacklisting, and the list kind of goes on. Let me see, we got Julie Sue, tax my campaign. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got Kamala Harris, AG. Yeah. Dereliction of duty. Yeah. But she's going to run for office, but she's going to blacklist a candidate from receiving justice and continuously be in charge of a Justice Department that is going to continuously post illegal electronic messages. Wow. Wow. Attack on a candidate. And here's another nice, sweet felony. Going to use government computers. Hey, that's another felony. Oh, yeah. Hey, and guess what? Guess what? Going to allow those computers to transmit that phony material over state lines. Overstate, another felony, a major felony here. So, yeah, we got, and it keeps going on. There's a whole bunch more. So, yeah, we got Kamala Harris. We got Shirley Weber. She don't want to communicate. Evidence of violence, people shooting at me, attacking the archive. Julie Sue's attacking the archive. She's stolen the money. She used my name. See, state ordered everything shut down. All of the mobile gig work of my fleet. My entire fleet ordered shut down by Governor Newsom. See, but he's going to be running for office. And then, well, where does that leave me as a candidate? So these people destroy a whole fleet. So Shirley Weber don't want to respond. She don't want to go out and see things. There's stuff right there in her records. 5 minutes of work, man. 5 minutes of work. Yeah. Let me see. Did I collect any signatures? Did I collect signatures that ended up going into state record? Would that be evidence beyond a shadow of a doubt that I did work? Oh my goodness. Because didn't y'all change the law? You said that nonprofits couldn't have volunteers over 4 hours, that they'd have to be paid. Just want to get that. You keep changing things around. Just want to get that straight. So when I apply and Congress says there's an ordered shutdown, well, excuse me, Newsom said there's an ordered shutdown, but Congress said we're going to compensate these people. So Julie Sue gets my name on a list, submits it to the federal government, gets the money, and then steals it. She makes a big merry-go-round electronic blacklisting device. And when people get through, they tell them, there's no money. There's no money to pay white people or base citizens. Oh, but we still got billions and billions of dollars available for people that don't speak English, that are not citizens, that apparently don't even live in the United States, some of them. So, about somebody's going to jail. Hey, we need to talk about that. Yeah, buddy. So this is Michael Crosby. So I'm saying over here, we got Chad and the other candidates. Hi, Chad. How you doing? We want to talk about who's going to jail. I made this nice little video. Can we talk about this?